sitting here with Sam Charney. How you doing, Sam?
Good, Angela. How are you?
Doing good. Thanks for your time. We had a couple questions about 286. Basically, we wanted to know since you purchased the building and took it over, what type of improvements have you made since that purchase?
Sure.
To the building.
Let me start by saying that we bought, it was real estate 101. We bought the ugliest, kind of most beat up building on the best block. It's a neighborhood that we've been targeting. We love Fort Greene, Clinton Hill. I think there's tons of value there. We see that neighborhood becoming Brooklyn Heights, Cobble Hill, Carroll Gardens in the near future. So we bought the building knowing that, apartments were going to be in pretty bad shape. The owners hadn't really done anything for about 30 years. We put a brand new roof on the building. We totally upgraded the boiler heating system. And then we went and started doing capital improvements in all the apartments and hallways. We renovated every hallway, every lobby, common area, and then we went on an apartment-by-apartment basis and started renovating as many apartments as possible. To this date, out of 35 apartments, we've renovated 22 apartments, 23 and 24 being done as we speak. So we're looking to have a brand new building in about 6 months or towards the end of the year. We've gotten tremendous bumps in all the rents in the apartments that we renovated. We're preparing for the future. We're doing as high-end as possible. Hardwood floors, stainless steel appliances, granite countertops, brand new bathrooms, Italian fixtures, as nice as possible. And it's clearly evident in the way the market's responding to our apartments that we did the right thing. Because the bumps are just tremendous. We're seeing 30-40% bumps in the rents that we're getting. And it's great because these were general maintenance items that needed to be taken care of anyway. So it's nice to be able to renovate these apartments. And we've also created lots of value in adding outdoor space to plenty of apartments that didn't have outdoor space. So, there were a couple of apartments that had access to the backyard. The backyard was a total mess. We built beautiful tropical hardwood decks out back so that people had private outdoor space. We've done lots of things like that to kind of create value in apartments. We also took over 288 cellar and created a laundry room and storage room for tenants, which obviously increases income for us, provides a great amenity, encourages tenants to want to take an apartment if they're on the fence, because there is laundry in the building and there is storage in the building, which are really nice amenities for tenants in today's world. So that's essentially the improvements that we did to it. And we repointed the brick. We did a facade program. We've done lots of exterior work as well. So basically making the building 100% watertight.
And structurally, I know you mentioned you did a few things.
We did. So we had a great deal of termite damage on the first floor. One of the great things about Clinton Hill and Fort Greene is that it is so green. There are trees everywhere, in particular Clinton Avenue, which is where the Pratt Mansions are. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous block. It's always been very elegant. It's always been kind of in the Parisian Boulevard style with wonderful trees and greenery everywhere. So, of course, with that greenery comes insects. Termites had eaten probably half of the floor joists on the entire first floor of the building. So, and you can't just go and replace all the floor joists, when people are living in apartments. So every time a vacant apartment on the first floor came up, we made sure we got in there, we ripped up the floor, put new floor joists in everywhere, and made the entire building structurally sound at that point. We've also, we've treated all the wood. We've made sure that the building's been treated for termites as well, so that there's nothing going forward. We have monthly maintenance where they come out and spray and make sure that everything's okay.
At this point in time, we all know, it's a crazy market, but this is obviously a property for an investor, someone who's looking for, extra capital or just good cash on cash. How much more upside is left in this building?
Right. There's plenty of upside left in the building. We think the neighborhood is just only getting better and better. And with that neighborhood appreciation, the rents bump. There are still 13 unrenovated apartments, which are mostly rent-stabilized apartments. As those rents get bumped, as those as those apartments turn over to free market, the rent roll can exponentially grow. Not to mention the fact that your free market rents are just going to jump and jump and jump with the declining condo market and with the declining lending market. Rents in New York are as strong as they've ever been, and as the neighborhood becomes more desirable, as more retail comes in on DeKalb, as more retail comes in on Myrtle, as new developments become completed in the Fort Greene, Clinton Hill area, it's going to become one of the premier residential neighborhoods in all of Brooklyn. You have a fantastic, Olmsted and Box design park at Fort Greene Park, which is really the only park of its sort aside from Prospect Park in all of Brooklyn. So if you're not in Park Slope, and you want that kind of green space, Fort Greene and Clinton Hill are the only places to be. You're so close to Manhattan that obviously as our population grows, and you've seen this boom in Brooklyn, that's for a reason. Not only are people priced out of Manhattan, but you also find people that really do want to live in Brooklyn and prefer brownstone Brooklyn. Fort Greene and Clinton Hill exemplify that. It's a very low-scale, quiet neighborhood that still has great amenities and still has the proximity to Manhattan. The G train is a block away from our property. It's exactly 1 block down Clinton Avenue, and the A and C are 4 blocks down Clinton Avenue. So the proximity to Manhattan is fantastic and only getting better. So I think there's tons of upside and tons of growth in the property, and the rent roll speaks for itself. So.
Sam, that sounds very good. I would say that this is a buy now then.
Yeah,
this would be a great
absolutely.
buy now.
Again,
because of all the upside and all the things coming in.
100%. And as I said, that's why we're still interested in holding the property unless the right price comes along. It's also the kind of property that banks are lending on these days. It's pretty much the only kind of property that banks are lending on. They're not lending on development deals. They're not lending on land in Brooklyn anymore. With the 421A gone, land has become almost worthless in Brooklyn. So,
that's a good point.
So banks are lending on income-producing multifamily properties, which is what this is. Consistent rent roll. It's always occupied. So it's tons and tons of value.
Well, Sam, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate all the answers, and we will look forward to seeing you soon.
Likewise.
All right, Sam.
Thank you.
you.